Hi, and welcome to episode 59 of the Stouting Off podcast, where we talk about the most important things in life. Some might say we even spout off commentary about the things we all experience. Before we get started, would you subscribe to this podcast? Would you share it with friends and family? If you're watching on YouTube, would you click the little bell notification? Would help the algorithms quite a bit, the algorithms, as we call them around here. And lastly, but not least, would you follow us on Instagram? Have you heard of that one? Stouting Off Podcast on Instagram. Margatsny backwards. Anyway, without much further ado, here comes episode 59 of the Stouting Off Podcast. That's what it's all about. Welcome to the Stouting Off Podcast. Drew Stoutenberg here, joined by my other hosts, Jordan and Will. Hi, boys.
Hi.
Hello.
Do you guys hear that I can clap with just each hand individually?
Don't like that.
That's impossible.
It's cool. Yeah, it's because I edited it in post, and you're watching it in real time, Jordan. Figure that one out. It's been hot, guys. Can I be frank with you? It's been really hot down here in Middle Tennessee. I know it has been in Michigan, where you guys are as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, the heat index, which means temperature plus humidity, feels like the heat index was 107 degrees, 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday, I felt like the opposite of being snowed in. I was sunned in. It was so hot that I didn't want to go outside.
Yeah.
And not to mention my air conditioning in my car it works at maybe 8% of what a functioning air conditioning system should be.
That's how Volkswagen designed it.
Yes.
8%? Dude, I remember that about living
like,
in Nashville, though.
Dude, yeah.
You know when like you're in Michigan or wherever there's snow, and when it's super cold out, you like run from your heated car to the heated store, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you kind of just like get in there as quick as you can. It's the same thing for the heat.
Yep.
You go from the AC to the AC, like. Dude, it's
and when you don't have it in your car, it's brutal.
Yeah.
I was looking at the heat index just last night at like 10 p.m. The temperature outside was 88, but heat index was like 96. I'm
That's
like,
nuts.
It's nighttime. The sun's not up anymore.
right.
I got mad. And I decided to do something about it. So I took an ice bath. I took a nice bath. Nice hot bath. Not an ice bath. So I took a nice hot bath.
I showed that weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan, you said like going from AC to AC.
Yeah.
You know, when you're going from your car to like the store or whatever. In Dubai, it gets so hot there that I know at least there's a car dealership there. You're in your car in the AC. You drive into the dealership, which is ice cold with AC. You get out, you test drive the car that's blasting AC. Then you come back to the deal. You never experience the outside elements because it's too hot.
That's how I need to live right now, at least for the next couple months here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about building a garage attached to my house just in the next week or two, so I can pull my car into it. Don't have to ever go outside. I just throw
for
up
the
a
next
garage.
Week or two.
I come, you guys come visit me in a week, and there's just a total finished 2-car attached garage to
Indoor
my house.
pool.
How'd you do this? Well, it was indoor pool. Well, I was desperate. You know how hot it was here. It's desperate times. You're like, yeah, but how?
4 ruckuses in it.
And 4 ruckuses in
the
it.
pool.
4 2-wheel toys.
In the pool.
When we were on the golf trip and we were in direct sunlight for 4 straight days, I don't know if I told you guys this. You probably saw. But I was so sunburned on my calves and ankles that it was plum colored, dude. Mm-hmm. It was past the point of just a little pink. It was bruising.
Yeah.
And my ankles swelled up like cankles. Did you know that when you get sunburned, the inflammation causes you to swell? I guess I've never had it on my legs or my ankles specifically before. Huh. But I remember on the drive home from that golf trip, feeling my ankles like this. I'm like, this feels like an ankle of a 500-pound person. Normally, my ankles are kind of bony and defined, ankles. Like ankles are.
You work out your ankles a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, I do the ankle flexion.
Right.
And, yeah, so I had, cankles for 3 days. It was really embarrassing.
That stinks,
in fact,
man.
in the team picture, you can see him too, dude. Just looks like
I'm sure that's where everybody's eyes are going.
You know the
I see
eyes
that.
gravitate toward ankles.
Yep.
These guys
Always.
look cool, but what Stout's ankles look like?
Well, yeah. Why do his ankles look like a diabetic on a flight with where the
On a flight, dude.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All the ankle swelling.
Yeah.
And it looks like a
Walking
fun
around.
time and everything. What golf course is that? Actually, you know what? Never mind. Look at what's going on with that guy's ankles.
It's a change of topics, but I had this written down because I wanted to laugh about it with you guys. And let's just address the elephant in the room, all right?
Let's get it out there.
Dementia. It's tough, man. Tears families apart, takes loved ones away from us. My grandpa had it. We're well acquainted with it. He passed away. We love him. And we did love him, and we still do love him. But anyway, when you're going through dementia or Alzheimer's in your family, when somebody has it, there are some very, very funny moments that can occur. And you have to make light of them,
Yes.
or else it's devastatingly sad.
Yes.
Can I share a couple of my personal encounters with dementia? When my grandfather was going through his bout with dementia. By the way, if this was a drinking game and dementia was the word, everyone would just be
Trashed already.
three sheets
Yeah.
to the wind.
Bye-bye.
He would call, and so in Detroit where he lived, Little Caesars Pizza. Well, that's the Little Caesars capital of the world. So everyone's really well acquainted with Little Caesars. It's like our McDonald's almost. It's like right on par. There's one everywhere.
Yeah.
And you call, or they have the hot and ready pizza, which is a large pepperoni pizza, and they're always ready. People don't know that down here,
They're
but the hot and
$5.
ready, they're $5, and they always have
They
been.
may not always
How
be
is
good,
that?
but they're always ready. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so normal that actually saying that a large pepperoni pizza is $5.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's
pretty
crazy.
wild. Yeah. So if you say hot and ready down here, some people know it, some people don't. But a hot and ready pizza it's a pizza that's ready for you, and it's hot usually. $5, large pepperoni pizza. My grandpa would call every day Little Caesars, even after we told him many times you don't need to. He would call ahead and order a large pepperoni pizza, and they'd always be like, "Listen, dude, they'll be ready for you." Well, I just put it aside. It's going to be for Larry. LARRY. Would always say double R like that's a letter, by the way. Put it aside for Larry. They're like, "Yeah, we have several ready. We're here for you." And we would tell him every day. We'd be like, "Grandpa, you don't ever need to call ahead.
Yes.
It's like going to the grocery store and buying a gallon of milk." He would also buy a triple scoop of Baskin-Robbins ice cream every day as well. And then he would buy a baby scoop for our dog, and she became morbidly obese and is probably dead now. Sadie, rest in peace. Another
Is quick
Yes, George.
question.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Will.
I have a question. Are you talking about the Little Caesars that was right next to the Baskin Robbins?
That's
across
the one.
the street
By
from
where
my
you grew
mom's
up.
house?
By where
Wow.
you grew up.
Special, because I used to do that routine as well. Me and your grandpa have a lot in common.
Did you also get in a horrible, almost fatal car accident at that intersection? 'Cause we
I
did.
witnessed a lot. Yeah. I witnessed quite a few of them.
What intersection
Scary
is it?
intersection.
Ann Arbor Trail and Merriman.
He knows. Where the Happy's Pizza
Happy's.
is
Yeah,
now.
Happy's Chicken. Yeah. And you were saying?
Jordan, did you have a comment to add?
No.
You were going like this.
Oh, because you said rest in peace to Sadie. So I.
Oh, true. Yeah, true.
Just paying
I thought it was like, yeah,
This
well,
means
that-
I have a
yeah.
question.
This is Sadie's sign. Remember?
Sadie always did the rock on the horns, dude. The rock horns. Another time, I was, I remembered this story. We were, so my grandpa would show up at our house frequently toward the end of his life around 1 or 2 or 3 a.m. And he would just like, at first, he had a key to our house, dude. So I would be sleeping or whatever, and he would just appear in my mom's doorway at 1 or 2 a.m. to tell her something. The cops were at his house, or
The pizza was
there's
ready.
or ordering a hot and ready pizza. But he was a large man, 6'3", big guy. He fills a doorway. And my mom would just like wake up to a startle, just share. Cheryl. She just, what are you doing here? I've been asleep for 6 hours. It was so jarring. So then eventually she had to take his key away, so he couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And then he would appear outside her bedroom window as a silhouette.
Oh, no.
In the middle of the night.
Oh, no.
Dude.
A 6'3" silhouette at 3 a.m.
No.
Michael Myers, to
Yes.
harken back to episode 57, dude.
Yes.
It would be like that. But anyway, one time it was a summer night, and I was out with our friend Modi and somebody else, and we were dropping Modi off, and he lived in the neighborhood across the street from mine, and I would cut through his, even if I wasn't going to his house, I would cut through by his house to get to this main road. It was like a frequent thing for anybody coming from my direction. And dude, so we were dropping him off at 1 a.m. or so. We were just, I don't know, 19 or 20-year-old kids doing whatever in the summer. We didn't have any responsibilities whatsoever, which was awesome. And we're dropping him off, and suddenly a car races by because we're parked in front of his house. A car races by going 60 down a side street where the speed limit is like 25. Oh, and our friend Matt Dice was with us. Dice was like, Stout, what if that was your grandpa? Because it was a red car, just like my grandpa's. And we're like, let's go find out. We speed up. We get out of the car. Modi, leave. Okay. Me and Dice follow the car. We're speeding up to it. We get to an intersection, and it's 1:30 in the morning. We pull up next to him, and there's my grandpa just
No.
in his car with his dog. We gave him our dog, Sadie, riding shotgun, and they're both just looking forward. I'm like, dude.
No way. Did you talk to him?
No, he was under a spell or something, dude. He thought cops were at his house gonna. Yeah, I remember he used to. Dude, yeah, he used to drive truck. He used to drive truck like cartage companies, and that was one of the scenarios as well. Like, I'm getting dispatched to Chicago tonight, Cheryl. He would come over and like tell my mom
No
that.
kidding, man.
Yeah. I got to tell a lot of funny stories at his wake and stuff. So, love him and honor our loved ones. But
He wakes
man, some
your
of those
mom
stories
up
are insane.
over a CB radio at 3 a.m. saying he's been dispatched. Breaker 19, Cheryl.
She hears it from under the bed. She's like, well, how did a CB radio get under here? It's a very sophisticated setup he did somehow. It's wired into the house.
Outdoor speakers at your house.
$3,500 in wiring he set up.
Everyone can hear it but Cheryl.
He set up all the wiring in the middle of the night while no one was awake.
A professional setup. But we're like, oh, at the same time. But like, you can set that up, but at the same time, you don't know that cops are not at your house at 3 a.m. trying to arrest you and the dog.
Dude, what was it that
was
one
wild.
night we were like shooting a movie or we were doing something at your house and we convinced your grandpa that like we or someone were the Secret Service?
Dude, is that true?
Yeah.
Secret Service.
You and I made steaks at your mom's house, well, your house,
Yeah. Oh,
We made
wow. I don't
steaks.
remember that.
and we drank like 40-ounce glasses of milk with the steak.
Yes, dude. Still love milk.
And yeah, your grandpa stopped by, and I think you had told him or something like that I was a part of the Secret Service.
Maybe that's where all of the conspiracies in his
That's
mind
where it started.
stemmed from. That was the origin story.
He thought Secret Service was just doing house calls. Door to
And
door,
cozying
cold
up
calling.
with me. Cozying up with his
Yes.
family, cooking with them,
Yes.
fraternizing with us,
Yeah.
asking for his secrets.
Listen,
getting
you're under
close.
investigation, but I'd really like to get to know you on a personal and friendship level.
I'm keeping the enemy really close.
Yeah.
You have milk, right? Okay, yeah, that'll be the first. If you could just
That'll knock one of the charges off. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
that'll
Man,
knock a
I wish I
charge
could
off.
remember like the whole story there, but yeah, it's funny.
Man.
We've known each other for lifetimes, man. I met you when I was 16, I think, maybe even younger, 15. So
Sounds
that would
right,
have been 19 years ago.
I was going to be a freshman in high school right
Yep,
before I met you.
I met you 19 years ago. Longer than many functional adults have been alive. Wild.
Crazy.
Life is crazy. And it only goes in one direction, boys.
That's correct. When you talked about your grandpa being outside the window of your mom's house at night, it made me think of this. I lived with a handful of friends in a house. This was at least like almost 10 years ago, probably. And
Was it the Garden City house?
Yes. The house in Garden City.
Street, dude.
Yep. It was me and 3 friends that lived in there. And my bedroom was in like the front corner of the house, the front left corner of the house. And I had 2 windows. I had one that looked out on the street and everything, one that went to the side. Well, I got home from work one day, and it was just a very long day, and I just laid down in bed, fell asleep, right? Mind you, as well, that I think it was summer. So I was just like in my boxers, in my bed, nobody home, just chilling. Fell asleep. And 8:30, 9 o'clock rolls around. It's dark out now.
8:39. That's very exact.
Yeah. 8:30, 9 o'clock was the time frame here.
8:30, 9 o'clock.
8:30, 9 o'clock.
8:39
8:39 o'clock. It was about to be 8:40. It was on the crest of being 8:40. It was 8:39
Eastern
o'clock.
Standard Time. Right.
Yeah. And I wake up because I hear, I'm a light sleeper, you know. I wake up because I hear people like yelling outside somewhere. So I get up, I look around, I open up my door. Doesn't look like anybody's home yet. So it's just me still in the house. And I continue to hear like this yelling. So I like walk down the hallway. I look out the front window, and there's 2 people at the end of our driveway that I can see. Again, silhouettes. I'm like, what are they doing? So I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know.
One of them's my grandpa.
One of them's your grandpa, and he's talking to a gargoyle. So
He's talking to a lawn gnome, arguing with it.
accusing it of being in the Secret Service from President Nixon's term. And
Heavily involved in Watergate.
right.
And
So the accusations are going back and forth between him and the gargoyle.
The gargoyle's talking back.
The gargoyle looks perplexed. Like, dude, what are you here for? Why are you accusing me of this stuff?
why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm made out of concrete.
So I see these 2 neighbors, or people, I should say, at the end of the driveway yelling. Don't know what's going on. So I'm standing there watching them for a sec. And then there's a rap on the side door. Like
Of your house.
Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah. I'm in my boxers, dude. It's dark. I'm home alone. People are yelling outside. Rap at the side door. This can't be good. Someone's going to come in to attack me, or it's the cops, or it's the Secret Service, or it's your grandpa. I don't know.
It's one of the 4 choices.
It's one of the
And
4.
None of them are good.
Those
What's
are
a rap?
a knock.
Like a knock, like a hard one.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah. Somebody, instead of knocking on the front door, they knocked on the. I think that's the biggest thing that scared me was why would they be knocking on the side door? Anyway.
Right. They've passed the threshold of the front gate thing.
Right. So I put on, shorts or sweatpants and a shirt and stuff. I go and answer the door, and it's this lady, and she's like, hey, I'm one of your neighbors, and we live like right around the block, and we were just taking a walk out here, and we know who the guy is. He's an older gentleman. He was just like up in your bushes looking through that window. So I don't know if like who's home or if you have kids or anything. I said, that's my bedroom window.
Oh, no, dude.
That's my bedroom window.
No.
And she goes, yeah, he lives like behind on the other street and like 3 houses down. I'm like, well, that's just great.
Oh,
That's perfect. And let me explain to you as well not the complexity, but the situation he had to go through in order to get up and look through my window. There's like a little bush garden that was right in the front of the house. So he
Bush
had to,
Gardens, yeah.
Yeah. There was a Bush Gardens right there.
Yeah. He had to go over the loop-to-whirl roller coaster. He had to
Right, exactly. A lot of rides this guy had to go through to get to my window. A lot of tickets.
Pay for parking. Yeah.
A lot of money. Yep. He must
There's
have.
a Bush Gardens.
So
That's dumb.
he had to like climb up onto this ledge, and the bushes, like there's nowhere to like walk through them or stand really. So he had to like lean over these bushes, really go through a lot to peer into my window. And so I said, well, I'm not worried about me, right? if this guy wants a show, I'll give him a show. I don't care.
I'll give him a show.
I find it obviously very creepy and disturbing. I'm just hoping he's not doing this at other homes, especially with women or children. Or
women and children, right.
So anyway, now that, again, that was in the summer.
And so it was my grandpa.
Yeah.
Is the more
And anyway, so that's when I joined the Secret Service and hunted down your grandpa. So
all makes sense.
Yeah.
Disguise myself as Jordan.
It's a complex thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I make myself look like Jordan going through all that. So then fast forward a few months later, and now it's the winter time. And we've had some really cold days, and we've had a lot of snow lately. There's probably, on our front lawn / the bushes, like a good foot of snow.
Sure.
Same scenario. Get home from work. It's dark out. I go to
Jordan's out. He's already out, knowing where it's going.
If I know where this is going.
It's dark out. It's winter. I get home from work in my boxers again, sleeping again. Blinds open again.
People arguing in the driveway again.
Grandpa's arguing to a gargoyle outside again. There's a knock at the frickin' door, dude. I get up and I go, what? Why are you here again? She goes, he was standing there again. This time he had to trudge through a foot of snow to get up. He knew what he was awaiting. He was awaiting a 25-year-old man sleeping in his bed. That's what he went through all that work for.
But what if there were no tracks in the snow, by the way? He wore snowshoes on top of them.
He brushed all his tracks out.
He backfilled perfectly all his steps through snow.
Dude, I wanted it to be 2 skis going from the sidewalk up the grass, and then literally homemade snow stairs.
He had to use those ice picking axes to get up onto the side of the house.
There was grappling stuff from the gutter.
Or I want to see just one set of tracks going to the window, stopping maybe 5 feet from there, and then they don't go anywhere.
They don't go back. They don't go forward.
It's like he went up into space or something.
Oh, man, that got me good, dude. I almost spit my coffee out on my white shirt.
Oh, that sucks, man. So he just got accosted by the neighbor again and just went on?
They're like, yeah, we chased him off. I'm like, we chased him off? What does that mean? There's like a foot of snow on the ground. This guy's old. What do you mean you chased him off? Where did he go, dude?
We were in snowmobiles. Hey,
is this guy Jason Bourne?
Get back here.
How is this happening? What do you mean you chased him off? How fast is he going? He should be no more than 3 feet in front of you right now.
Right.
If this all pans
it's hard
out.
to run in snow.
Yeah.
Especially if you're old. If you're 70.
Dude, think about that. Yeah, you're over the age of 70. I don't know how old this guy was. I never met him.
He got away.
I almost met him. Through my window.
Yes,
but yeah.
Oh,
that's
dude.
funny, man. That's a funny
That is
story,
funny.
dude.
I'm glad you were unharmed, and I'm glad there were no women and children in the house.
Right. Yeah, cops got called after that for sure, because I was like, one time it happens, maybe he's just got something going on. It happens twice, and now I'm getting a little peeved off that you're trudging through the bushes in the snow to come look at me, and I don't want it to happen to anybody else.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Were the windows open?
No.
So he's trying to look.
He's trying to look.
See through. Yeah.
No. Again, going through all those bushes and the snow to peer into a small, for me, he knew what to expect.
You're not the eye candy of the neighborhood.
He's already done this once.
Yeah, he's done this once. This looks familiar.
Remember?
I didn't understand why he honed in on me. It didn't make any sense. But
you were the prized eye candy. We're all in his boxers. Were you under covers? Were you undercover?
Were you
was
undercover?
my first question.
Well,
were
both,
you
yes, to
undercovers?
both. Yeah, right.
Yes. Oh, okay. Both. Yes, to both. Got it.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Back to the Future when Marty goes back in time and his future dad is in the tree, like peeping Tomming?
Yes.
Remember that?
On his mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Marty is trying to get him down or something, and then Marty gets hit by the car and he hits his head on the concrete.
Oh no.
and it bounces off like a basketball. Anyway, I always have to blink when that part comes up. I can't look because it's too violent to watch, even though it's not supposed to be that violent. But his head bounces off the concrete like a basketball, which is all cool. My brother, when he was my brother was entrepreneurial and hardworking and wanted to make money from a very young age. And when he was like, 10 to 12, my mom grabbed an advertisement off of the community board at Meijer. This is before the internet, folks. We didn't have things like Craigslist.
Yep.
So if you were just a 10 or 12-year-old kid looking to mow somebody's lawn or pick up their leaves, you could go to the community board and people would put up, help wanted sign.
Yep.
And you'd tear off the little bottom thing and it had the phone number on it, right? And so there was some guy who needed some help. I don't know, maybe he was older or something with yard work. So my mom called on Greg's behalf, my brother, and arranged for a time for Greg to get dropped off there. You'd think this is the 1950s, by the way, just dropping off your 10 or 12-year-old son at a stranger's house.
Yes.
Right. I'm sure my mom would tell like a more detailed story. Like I wasn't going to just drop him off. I was probably going to be there, be around the corner or whatever. So anyway, she listens to this podcast, and I know I'm going to get a text review about some grandpa comments and about that. So, Mom, just go easy on me. I mean it lightly.
Go easy, Cheryl.
So, go easy, Cheryl, please. By the way, our moms met. Will,
our moms did meet finally.
I thought it was a good meeting.
It was a very good
Dude,
meeting.
it was kind of interesting. It was like me and you. Like your mom is the mom version of you, and my mom is the mom version of me. It's really wild.
It was a metaverse, man.
It was an out-of-body experience for you guys.
And this,
it was
this
awesome.
metaverse stout. Yeah, we're both, moms of above 60.
Yeah.
And
right.
this is what it would be. So we met that metaverse. Yeah.
That's tight.
It was cool to see a glimpse into our future in a different universe, in a different reality, just like what we would be. But your mom's funny, man. She's funny.
She is. Yeah, Nancy's got a great sense of humor.
She gets it from you or vice versa?
Yeah, she learned everything she knows from me. Yep.
So anyway, Cheryl drops my brother off. Cheryl arranges to drop my brother off at this guy's house to do yard work. Something comes up the day of, and she can't, so they have to reschedule. A day or two later, Fox 2 News reporting here from Westland, Michigan. Guy set ad at local Meijer grocery store to lure kids to his home and do unlawful things.
No way.
Oh,
He's been arrested and indicted on child whatever charges. Yeah, dude. Barely missed it.
Wow.
I know.
Dude,
just
no
lucky conflict, scheduling conflict, spared my brother of probably decades of trauma.
Yeah.
So
wow.
yeah, wild,
That's
right?
Insane, man.
Yeah.
So that's on that note. You know what really helped with the sunburn was aloe. That's what I would really
Where
just
do we
rub
go
into
from there?
So he
just
avoided
really-
decades of trauma.
Yeah.
So anyway, continuing to what I was saying.
UV index is how much sun you can take in.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, by the way, on the real though, I did just buy some sunscreen. It's only SPF 15 though. Do you think I'm still going to get a little burn?
Yeah, I would.
Well, I'm okay with a little bit of. We're both pale. Jordan's pale, obviously.
Yeah, I'm pale.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally, dude. I'm pale.
As I mimic Conan O'Brien, he always says that he needs to wear sunscreen that shoots rays of light back at the sun in defense.
It emits
Yes.
light, dude.
Yeah.
Just a mirror.
Right.
Yeah, mirror suit.
I wear sunscreen usually the first time that I go out somewhere, and then
Fair.
from there on, it's not an issue.
I mean, you probably on a bad day, on a bad sun day, so to speak, get a little bit of burn and then it's tan in 12 hours.
No, like in Michigan for sure, because like in Nashville you're outside all the time, so your tan never really super goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, totally. I
just-
definitely know I definitely know about that.
you flex, but
I definitely know about that. But dude, the parts of I glow in the dark. That's how pale I am in some parts of my body.
I mean, maybe it's just different though, because I was with the kids and all this stuff outside all the time.
My brother sent me a series of photos yesterday, Jordan, of the worst sunburn of my whole life.
I used to have it
He
pinned
said
on my wall.
He said it was 16 years ago yesterday.
Yep.
The worst sunburn I ever had. You had a picture of it. I was naked in it, right? I was covering up
you
like
were
a
just
loincloth,
hands down,
basically.
Yep. Over the groin.
Yeah.
But I would like bring like this was in like my, it sounds weird.
You were
but
in high
like,
school.
I had a bedroom downstairs. And that
Yeah.
was like my hangout spot at my house. Like it was a large room and it had like couches and TVs and all this stuff. So like that's where I would bring people. And so like anyone, like whether it's like girls or friends or people, whatever, like there's just a picture of you naked on my wall.
Who's that on your wall? Dude, because I remember getting that sunburn. We were out on my dad's boat. And it was a hot day, not a cloud in the sky. And this is how you know you're about to get torched. I was laying on the front of the boat in only swim trunks and glasses, like sunglasses, which I had a major tan line. It looked like a raccoon after. I was laying in the sun and I was like chilly. I was like, ugh. It was a hot day and I was in direct sunlight for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was wearing sunscreen. And I was just like laying there, just like, I need more sun. Looking back on that, retrospectively, I'm realizing that was my skin cells getting completely torched.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
So,
and like a breeze of air is freezing.
Yes.
I had a similar
that's-
experience when I lived in Florida. I lived in Orlando, and we would go like either which way to the beach, usually like every weekend or every other weekend. So it was either like Cocoa Beach, Daytona, New Smyrna, like all of that, or it was like Siesta Key and around that area, Sarasota, Tampa.
That's tight. I miss beaches.
Yeah, it was sweet because like Orlando
Pristine
is central,
beaches.
and that's really the only good thing about Orlando. The only thing.
Parks.
Take it or leave it.
Hey, parks.
Parks.
That's all.
Hey, Parks. But anyway, so I was new there. I went with a bunch of friends. They invited me to like go do this. And I was chilling actually by myself for the weekend. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for sure. So we go out to New Smyrna, which is shark bite capital of the world, by the way. And
Hate that.
Nice.
go out there. It's super nice. Like the beach is just well maintained because it's all like, it's not private, but it's all like condos on it. Like you're not going to a restaurant across the street. It's like houses.
Sure.
Sit down. We like toss a football around. We're running in and out of the water and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm just going to chill for a second. And you guys know what happens when I fall asleep, right?
When I sit still, you know what happens.
So I sat in this chair that's like really low to the ground, and you're kind of just like, kind of laying flat.
Now, would this be like an Adirondack style chair?
Like less than that for sure. Like,
Oh, it's kind of the ones where
it's
your
the
butt
ones
is
where you're
kind of in the sand almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Got it.
It's two parts.
It's like
and
a
it folds in
fabric
half.
bottom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Feels good to be the only person out of three people who doesn't know what an Adirondack did, but go ahead.
An anaconda chair is one where you sit down and it's Adirondack. You guys totally missed my anaconda. I wanted laughs there and I didn't
To
get
be
any,
honest
so
with
that's
you,
a strike
dude,
on me, dude.
I got to be honest. Zoom glitched out for a second. We did not hear what you said.
Yeah, I said anaconda chair. It would have been good. It would have been good. Like the movie Anaconda with Ice Cube. Wasn't that his name? Anyway.
I think so.
An Adirondack chair is that style of deck chair where it's like vinyl or plastic and it sits you back at an angle. Armrests are kind of high and they sit flat.
Mm.
You look like this when you sit in it.
Yeah.
It's just me slouching in a chair.
Yeah, you're just
But
slouched and
use
relaxed
your
in that chair.
imagination.
Yeah,
You
okay,
look
I
like
got
this.
Here's
how
what it
you
looks
look.
like. Wait. Here's what.
Slouches back 1 inch. This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like when you. Can you envision? You know what it is now. You just waving.
You know what kind of chair it is? It looks like this when you sit.
Exactly like
Only
it.
moving your hands.
Looks like this.
So when you're in the Adirondack chair, when you sit in, you go like this.
And it's the hands that make somebody go,
It's
oh!
only the hand. Oh, that's the
I've
one that
sat in that
makes you put
chair
your
before.
hands in your lap. Okay.
It's the one that makes you wave when you sit it. Got it now. Okay.
It's got like a mechanical arm that just.
Yes, you rest your arm in there, and then it just moves your arm for you.
All right. So anyway, I'm on the beach.
Anyway.
We toss a football around. It's fun. It's all good stuff. I fall asleep in this beach chair for 4.5 hours in the Florida sun, in which I'm not really used to.
Skin cancer.
I wake up, feel fine, get the clothes on. We go to Chipotle. We drive home. It's like 2 hours or something like that. We drive home. I'm fine. I get home. I'm starting to feel sick, right? Like I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded, little kind of like nausea.
Yeah.
Which one is it, Stout? Nausea or nausea?
It's kind of like, it's one of those words I just say fast, but I'm pretty sure it's like nausea.
I feel sick to my stomach.
That's...
Right? So I'm trying to like figure out what's going on. Is it the Chipotle? Is it the beach? Is it whatever?
Yeah.
I look in the mirror, man. I walk into my apartment and I look in the bathroom mirror and I am purple. But the thing is that like one side of my body is purple, the other is white.
Wow.
Just
So
normal.
I'm like, yeah, because like I fell asleep just, so close to the sand that like nothing else was exposed to the sun except the front of my body.
Sure.
And so,
Jeez.
dude, for about 9 days, I was really, really sick.
Wow.
I think it was sun poisoning.
For
yeah.
sure.
Proper sun poisoning. You hear about it all the time.
Purple,
sure.
man. Purple. My eyelids, ears, like...
Your eyelids are sunburned.
Dude, my eyelids, like it hurted. It hurted.
Dude,
it hurt to blink, man. It was
you
bad.
can't sunburn your eyelids. That's insane. You
Yeah,
can,
dude.
of course. But I'm saying, like, wow.
Eyelids are starting to finally peel from the sun.
There were holes
Finally
in my
some relief.
eyelids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time,
wow.
my friend John on spring break left a pack of cigarettes sitting on his chest while he went, and it was just a perfect outline of a pack of cigarettes on his stomach, right here.
They all lit and smoked themselves.
They baked into his skin
He picks it up and it looks like a tattoo. It says Marlboro on it or whatever it is.
backwards.
It's tattooed on there. Dude, get this. What is this?
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, shifting gears, if I may. On a more serious note, I was thinking about this past week. I love when I have people's approval. People approving of me and supporting me feels really good. But sometimes if somebody doesn't overtly support or like approve, like if I feel like somebody is maybe not a 100% team stout, in my natural state, I can get super insecure. Can I be real with you guys for a second? You know that about me. And I came up with this idea. And this is my new mantra. Maybe not a mantra. It's a new way of living. If somebody doesn't come to you and tell you that, because I'd always be concerned. Are they mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Did I offend them? If somebody doesn't come to you and tell you that they're upset with you or you offended them, don't assume that they feel that way. That's it.
The more you know.
That's it, So that's how I live
simple,
now.
huh?
It's that simple. If you think somebody's upset with you, don't assume they are. And if they are, it's incumbent upon them to tell you. That's it.
It's facts.
I'm guilty of that for sure.
That's it. Because we're adults now, We're not 18 anymore. We're not pouring 40-ounce glasses of milk and cooking steaks and pretending we're Secret Service to my grandpa with dementia. We're adults now.
Wish I could. I missed out on that. Wish I could. Wish I could have.
Me too. One time we hid from him when he came over because I didn't want to explain something. I forgot what it was. But we hid from him in the house. Andrew. I feel bad about that. I think when I told my mom that story one time, she cried. Anyway,
we should spread that word. We should spread that word, Stout, because here's the thing. While some people will believe that and adopt that, there are some people our age who still love to be in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But those people don't get a spot in the inner circle, though. That's another
true.
realization we have to come to is like, if somebody
That's
can't
true.
communicate and just be like, hey, Will, you and I have been in tiffs before, and you've just texted me or called me and been like, dude, I got to be honest with you. You pissed me off. And I'm like, you're right. I see now. I'm sorry. And then that's how adults communicate.
It's just better to get to the point, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Simple as that. Because in reality, it's usually not that big of a deal, but you got to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's the gospel of stouting off, dude. That's what we stand for around here. Yay, the gospel of stouting off. Yeah. Do you, Will, when we were rolling before, when we were just kind of warming up, getting the mics warm, you said you had a story that you wanted to save for the pod. Do you remember it?
Yeah, of course. Clear in my mind because it happened yesterday.
Well,
but I'm going to save it for the next podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna save it. Yeah,
But we're
I
on
won't wait a week.
So yesterday I had to go work in in-store sampling, right, for whiskey sampling, and
Tell us in detail what that entails and what you do and stuff.
so I've been doing. It's basically I'm a brand ambassador for Michigan for Bardstown Bourbon Company. Okay, so mainly I work events and samplings in the Metro Detroit area. So whether that be in liquor stores or doing bourbon pairing dinners or special whiskey related events, I'll go help represent Bardstown.
And you did a special one recently, that expensive one where you said the tickets were
Oh yeah,
like
cars and cigars.
$1,500.
Oh yeah, dude, that was a dreamland. First of all, like the attendance was out of control, super busy. I think we poured 800 to 1,000 samples that day. I was nonstop for 2.5, 3 hours. We got all cleaned up, and then right after that was sort of like the second part to the event. So we went underneath the pavilion at Freedom Hill Amphitheater, and there was I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been to this event before. I was just there to primarily work it. I was like, we're going to do dinner afterwards, but I didn't really know what to expect. We get on the pavilion. There's a band on stage, and it's my dream style band. There's a guy up there singing Sinatra. There's a horn
you're in
section.
heaven.
There's trombones. There's all this stuff. And then we sit down, and there's bottles of wine, and bottles of bourbon, and cigars, and great food, filet for dinner,
That's so tight.
Yeah, and a live auction.
And you popped up there and sang some Sinatra tunes. And
I
it was
wanted
all
to so bad. You don't even know how much it took in me, in my
to not ask for the mic. Hey, I can sing.
Right.
I can sing.
What I really wanted to do was they had the auction going on, and I wanted to hold up my hand to bid on something, but then yell out that I'm not bidding. I would like to sing one song.
Do you know New York, New York?
Dude, the
No,
thing
we
about
haven't heard
you
that
in that,
one.
by the way, is like not only can you nail, like your voice is very good. Like
It's got a good
very
voice, you guys.
and like pitch is good. Everything's good. You can nail
He
the
can sing.
actual voice of Sinatra.
Mhm.
And lastly, you don't need a teleprompter or the words. You have them all here.
He
Yes.
knows them all.
You don't even need to reference.
He's a master
anything.
entertainer,
No.
dude. I remember having you, like when we would meet up for karaoke sometimes here and there,
Mhm.
and I would be there first, and I would just put a random song in for you, and
Yes.
you wouldn't know what it was until you got up there.
Yes.
That's great.
And I don't know if getting off topic here, but I love this.
Yes.
I don't know if this is what spurred you on or not, but I remember the exact night that this happened to me for the first time ever. Now,
Yes, this is what spurred me on. This is what gave me the idea.
me and my friends would go to various spots, and they always like singing karaoke, and 99% of them were horrible. I have one friend, he just screams into the microphone. It's awful, but they just love to do it. And
Fun.
I was at Amy Hall's and Ben's wedding, and we get done with that. I go back out in my car because I'm leaving, and I get a text from them, and they say, "Hey, we're up at Wagon Wheel in Northville," and they go, "We're up here. We're seeing, we're going to do karaoke and stuff. Come on up." I'm like, all right. I'll meet you guys up there. I'm in a suit, right, from the wedding.
Yeah.
I go up to Wagon Wheel. I walk in. I sit down. I didn't even barely get to say 3 words to my friends before the guy in the karaoke, guy running the karaoke goes, "All right, Will to the stage, Will."
Perfect time.
So mind you, again, I'm wearing a suit, and I don't know what song it is.
You're already smoking a cigarette.
What? I don't know what song it is. I don't know what genre it is or anything. I get up there, and the song starts, and it's Creed with Arms Wide Open. And so I have to sing that while wearing a suit. Right off the rip, man. I didn't miss a beat.
You just tear the sleeves
course
off
you
the
did.
suit.
Yesterday, I have to work a tasting. It's all the way in Kalamazoo. So from here, it's just north of 2 hours to get there. And it's really hot out and everything. I get to the store. Their AC is broken, which is just ideal.
Love that in the summer.
Just super ideal for that to happen. So I'm sweating, doing nothing inside the store. And, you know, it's a slower day and everything. But this guy comes in, and I don't know if he was necessarily homeless or just out of his absolute mind. But he walked into the store carrying like 4 bags of stuff. I'm like, why are you walking into this liquor store carrying a bunch of stuff? And
you don't carry stuff into a liquor store, period.
4 bags worth of stuff, dude. Like he was about to stay there. Like it was an extended stay, residence in. And he's like really bugged out. And I'm like trying not to make eye contact with him because I'm like, this is not my situation to resolve. This is on the store. So, but he's like, man, do you mind if I, stay here for a little bit, hunker down, blah, blah, blah. And the store owner was like, what are you talking about?
We don't even have AC. Why do you want to be here?
Yes. I'm like, what is going on? And he mentioned multiple times, he said that the Hells Angels have been chasing him all day. The biker club.
What?
The Hells Angels have been chasing him all day. First of all, I don't know if I've ever seen a real Hells Angels motorcycle guy before wearing the actual vest to identify as a Hells Angel. Second of all, an entire gang of them is chasing you.
Against this one guy of no reputation,
This guy was on his bike, homeless or just down on his luck, and they're chasing you. He's like, yeah, man, I've had a duck in the bushes a couple times.
No way.
Why? And he's like, man, I think they're out there. I look at the security camera. There's not a single motorcycle anywhere in the
don't
vicinity.
You see that he sees them on the camera?
Yes,
doing circles in the parking lot.
He thinks they're riding the bikes around the aisles through the store or something.
Do you see any Hells Angels in the room right now?
Yeah, circling around him inside the store. Don't you see him?
That reminds me. Oh, go on, Will. Sorry,
I was just going to say, no, it was such a weird occurrence. I don't know why he would have thought that a biker gang, specifically the Hells Angels, would be chasing him all day. Why he was ducking into, he's like, I went to Taco Bell. They got me there. I'm like, what? I need to know the full details of this.
They were working the cash register there.
Wow.
And they pretend to be
to
Taco
Hells
Bell
Angels.
employees.
Will this be for here?
He gets up to the window to pay, and it's just a Hells Angel standing there.
That'll be 1017.
And your life.
They ride a motorcycle out the drive-through window and chase him again.
That reminds me, I was in Michigan like a week and a half ago visiting my nephews who were there for the weekend, and they're young, dude, and we don't see each other but 2 or 3 times a year, and they want to play. It's a waking hour. If you're awake and they're awake, they're going to want to play. And so I would have to stay they get up early, 7 a.m., whatever, without an alarm. They get up for fun that early. They love it because that's what kids do for some reason. And I would stay in my room until I'm fully mentally, physically, and emotionally ready to be playing for 16 hours straight. And I was telling someone that because once they see you in the morning, they can't unsee you. Like once they see you, it's game on. It's not going to be game off until it's nighttime again. So I was like, dude, it's literally like, it's like if you make eye contact with like a crazy person yelling at cars on the street, they're going to lock in with you and they're going to engage with you.
Now you're the target.
Now you're the target.
Yep.
It's the same thing with kids, man. Once they see you in the morning, you're the target. Guess what, dude?
They're like
the
crazy homeless people. Yeah,
that's right. They just accost. They just swarm you for play and laughs. And it was like that when you said I don't want to make eye contact with the guy. I'm like, yeah, I'm like that with my nephews before 10 a.m. That's how I am. I don't want to make eye contact or else
I'm like that with my
game
kids
on.
every day.
you hide from them.
Kidding.
Dude, Jordy's
day.
kids do love to play. Anytime I'm around here, Jude wants to show me every costume that he has, every toy that he owns. And then Blakely, she'll be like yelling from across the room. She'll be like, like yelling. And I'll walk over there and it's
Calling him billiards.
Billiards.
billiard. And it's just to like show me the little ledge where she can like, she doesn't jump off. You know what I mean? There's like a step down into his living room and she'll just like walk from the kitchen and then just go over that. And that was the whole thing.
They have one shot, man. They have one shot to impress you every time they see you.
Oh yeah. Well, he's a person of he's a person to do about town. You want to impress this guy.
Will came over one time and played Hot Wheels with Jude, which everybody knows. Jude, if everybody doesn't know, Jude loves Hot Wheels. Like just
Big car
loves
guy.
collecting them and all this stuff. Will comes over and was like, "Oh, this is great," all this stuff, like playing with him, driving the cars around. He'll never forget that for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Yeah, he's car guy now.
Big car
Will
guy.
is.
Big car guy.
Will's, yeah.
I know
My
what I'm
dad
talking
thinks you
about.
are.
Yeah.
My dad thinks you're a car guy because you worked at an automotive company, so he thinks you know everything about cars.
Right. We reminisced about this when I had my mom over to your mom's.
That's funny.
And your dad latched onto it because he's obviously big into he builds a lot of stuff and he tinkers and he's built his own, the Jeepster and all that stuff. So once he found out that I worked for an automotive company, he just like, we'd be standing around and he'd be talking about like his latest project, whether it be, the Jeepster, let's say it's a Jeepster. Yeah, I welded all these metal, man, and put all these rivets in and stuff like that. And then I had to weld this I-beam across that cross member and then put all brand new struts, blah, blah, blah. Will knows what I'm talking about. And blah, and just he thinks that I'm just following along with oh yeah, I've done that 1,000 times, Doug.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to do the leaf springs before or after, but you did it after.
I was curious if you put the coils on before the springs and then the ball bearings put all. That's good. No, that's a good call, man. On the I-beam socket. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I put those on after
like
this because Will would have got on to me or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, if Will found out
I wouldn't
that
try to pull that past Will.
Yeah, if Will found out I did that, man, my ass is grass, dude.
It's like that, dude. When we went out for a ride in the Jeepster, it was me, you, and I think 2 of our friends and my dad. And he was talking to us about what he was doing. It's over all of our heads. Mm-hmm. But he's like, yeah. And then I had to lift it up a little bit because the motor case, whatever, it's too big, too much of a radius, whatever. Yeah, Will knows what I'm talking about. And so anyway, we're like, dude, none of us know what you're talking about.
Yeah, as if you guys are all there sitting like confused, and I'm just sitting like, yeah, that's pretty normal. Yeah. That's all normal stuff, man. Oh, get to the interesting part. Get in the nitty gritty already. Why don't you get into the nitty gritty of all that?
That's great.
Oh, that's great. Well, guys, we're coming up on time, so let's button things up. This is episode 59, right?
Yeah.
Sure is.
Sure is. Another one in the books. We are taking over the world. I'm stammering and I'm misspeaking, but we're still taking over the world.
Right.
And we can't be stopped.
The more you stammer, the better the chances are that we take it over.
Like the old adage goes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
The old
we're
Irish
like that
adage.
ball. We're like the ball in Raiders of the Lost Ark that is rolling after Indy, and it can't be stopped unless it goes down a hole, and then we still don't know where it goes. But we're rolling nonetheless. Episode 59 in the books. Love you guys, viewers and listeners. Love you guys too. Do you know that? We do. So anyway, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.